If I overthink this, I will never get started. So, hello, welcome to Speckles and Wool. My name is Kyla, and over the next couple weeks, we will be spicing up my winter wardrobe. So, here's the problem. I've fallen into a winter wardrobe rut. I am the type of person, since I am a teacher, I like to wear big baggy sweaters and tighter skinny jeans, and it works. It keeps me warm. It's utilitarian. It's easy to teach in, but I've fallen into this rut of not having any sense of playfulness or spiciness to my clothing. And over the next couple weeks, I want to try to use up some of my stash yarn to spice up my winter wardrobe. Crochet a couple things, okay? Here's my inspiration. I have been cruising through Pinterest and I am absolutely obsessed with colors. They seem easy to make, they seem easy to wear. So I will put some pictures off to the side of some of the colors that I have been seeing throughout Pinterest. I tend to gravitate towards the ones that are a little more bulky, a little more playful, a little more lacy. I have been crocheting for many years, so I would like something that is ultimately a little challenging. I have also been really inspired by those little scarves that I'm seeing all over Instagram for both crocheting and for knit. A lot of people are, again, I'll put it to the side, a lot of people are double wrapping them and tying them. I don't know if I'd want it to be that bulky, but I've seen someone Pinterest and Instagram where instead of tying them in a square knot, they're more so in a bow. And there's something about that feminine, delicate touch that I'm just absolutely obsessed with. I am not opposed to a vest. I'm not opposed to some kind of mesh sweater that I can layer. All of those things sound really amazing, but I just want to get out of this fashion rut of a big bulky sweater and a pair of jeans. They're fine. It works, but I'd like to infuse a little bit more creativity, a little bit more playfulness into my outfits than just getting ready in the morning and throwing something on. You know? You know? You know? Anyways, I went through my stash and I kind of identified some yarns that I would be really interested in using. I like to wear greens and reds throughout the holiday season, so I do need something that's a little more neutral to pair with that. But at the same time, I do have some neutral sweaters that are a little boring that I don't love to throw on because I don't have anything to spice them up to make it a little bit more me, a little bit more colorful. So I'm looking for neutrals and I'm also looking for beautiful pops of color. So let me show you some of the yarn that I've picked out. Okay, so the first yarn that I have picked out is yarn that I bought over this summer. I went to Bellingham to see my best friend get married, and I always buy yarn souvenirs, and I always buy and don't know what to make with it, which is probably not ideal and something I want to change moving forward into the new year. But while I have this, I would love to make something beautiful out of it. It is Dream State Spincycle yarns in the colorway Bright Idea. It is just stunning. It has this really great collection of blues and oranges and yellows and lighter blues. I see a lot of knitters use Spincycle yarns with color work. I've never done that before, so I don't know if that's something I'm going to lean towards. No idea how I'm going to use this, but it is so stunning. It deserves to be made into something. Okay, the next yarn I want to show off is this beautiful Rowan Alpaca Classic. I had 3 balls of this that I bought for a project, never really panned out. I'm not a person who is obsessed with gray. It does not work well, at least I think, with my skin tone. It's not something that I feel extremely confident wearing. So I've actually already started using one of the balls of yarn to make a little scarf, and I've combined it with a warmer shade to make a really great color that I think is a little more friendly towards my complexion. I have a couple skeins of vintage yarn that my mom has had for several years and has so kindly allowed me to take out of the basement. And I found these 2 beautiful shades. I believe it's Dayak Craft. I might be pronouncing that wrong. They're out of Vermont. This yarn probably is 10 to 15 years old, so I'm not certain if they are even still a company anymore. But I found these 2 lovely shades of navy blue and also like this mermaidy green and blue, and they're in wool, so Obviously, I love wool. I'm obsessed with wool. I'm obsessed with speckles. That all works out. So I am no idea. I don't actually know what I'm going to make with this, to be completely honest with you. So maybe this will turn into more of a meshy type thing, like a vest or a sweater. I don't know. The final yarn that I've picked out is this really stunning yarn that I was sent by one of my good friends, and she gifted me this Dolce. I don't want to say Dolce. I think it's Dolce because it says made in Italy. And it's this really beautiful Dolce 100% cashmere. It's this really beautiful, like baby blue color, but it's stranded through with some darker hints of navy, which is amazing because I don't necessarily love a baby blue, but I love all the little colors that are embedded in this. And I can't help but think that this would make an absolutely darling scarf. I mean, how beautiful is that? It's amazing. I'm obsessed. So the next time I see you, it will definitely not be today because I need to get started on some of these projects, but I will definitely update you along the way. And I guess I'll see you all later. Let's see where we go with this. Hi, welcome back. The last time we talked, it was November 30th. I think it was Black Friday, and it is currently December 8th. Just a couple updates I'd like to include. One is that I've finished the scarf that I was working on and previously mentioned. I finished the knitting portion of it. Now I simply need to go back and add a slip stitch border using the Alpaca Cotton Light. I'd probably just puffed into the microphone there. I don't know. Sorry if you heard that. But anyways, I will go back and add a slip stitch border of the Alpaca Cotton Light. Here's what it looks like currently. Obviously, it's curling quite a bit just because it is stockinette stitch, but I'm hoping that when I go back and add the slip stitch, that will help it uncurl a bit. I don't actually know if it will. I don't know where I have in my brain that I think this will help, but I want to try it out and just see what happens. Also, I really love crochet slip stitching because it adds a really finished look. So regardless if it helps or not, I think it'll make the piece look finished. So again, here it is. It's absolutely stunning. It has all of these variations between the tan and the gray, and it has this really amazing halo that I'm really excited. So hopefully when I see you next, it has the border on and this piece is good to go. I also have my triangular scarf, which is actually a fail on my end. So give me 2 seconds. Okay, I got it. Here it is. Okay, let me show it to you a little bit better, a little bit closer. My gosh, it's so pretty. I could cry. And I actually have to unravel it. So the problem is that it actually is not long enough to fit around my neck, and I literally have this much left. So there's not a lot I can do with this much yarn, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to go cruise through Ravelry and try and find a triangular scarf pattern that perhaps establishes the full width so it can comfortably fit around my neck before adding the triangle part of it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just too deep of a triangle, and because of it, it doesn't fit. Let me show you. Like, obviously that isn't going to stay on, especially when I'm teaching. So I need to go back and try and figure that out because I love the colors. I love the way that they go together in the scarf. So I just need to figure that out. I also started a third project using the Dolce Blue Cashmere, and I'm hopefully excited to show that off next time I pop in with an update. So wish me luck. Hopefully I have the blue cashmere and also this Spincycle Dream State in its permanent form. Something that I am very excited to wear come winter. Okay, awesome. See you later. Bye. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is to you. It has been a while. I was sick last weekend, so I have several important updates. While being sick was obviously not ideal, especially as a teacher doing the week before winter break, I had plenty of time to crochet, which was awesome. So I have 3 nearly finished objects to show off and 2 works in progress. The first thing I want to talk about is the tan skinny scarf. I decided not to put a slip stitch crochet border on it. I started working on it and I realized that the slip stitch made the curled ends just a little bit bulkier. So I think I'm not going to do the slip stitch. I'm going to allow it to curl in, let it do its thing. It still needs to be blocked. It still needs the ends to be woven in. But I'm absolutely obsessed with the way that the warmth from the tan and the cool with the gray kind of meld together within the stitches, and the halo from the alpaca, come on, it's stunning. I am very excited to hopefully get that on the blocking mat today. The next thing that I have is a blue cashmere scarf. I have been watching Downton Abbey lately, and I got a little inspired. I'm not saying this is a direct replica of anything by any means, but I decided to go in my book that contains all these different stitch charts and find something that was lacy. So I decided to go with the rosebud trellis pattern, and I simply just created a long rectangle using the blue cashmere, the Dolce cashmere, and used the rosebud trellis. And I think it came out super well. Again, ends and blocking, they should all be blocked today, but I love how soft it is. I love how dainty and feminine it looks. I'm excited with all these scarves to learn how to style scarves, because I'm the first to admit that I'm not a big scarf girly, but I think I certainly could be with all of these things that I've made. The third thing that I have finished is the Dream State, Spincycle Dream State Bright Idea triangle scarf. I found a free pattern online that's more mesh, and so it allowed the yardage I did have to go further, and even pre-blocking, it fits around my neck comfortably. I'm so excited. Once it's blocked, it'll be so beautiful and drapey. Right now, it's really like ripply. It doesn't quite sit right just because of the tension. The tension needs to be evened out. So once I block it, I think it's going to be fabulous. I am super excited for that. The two things that I have in progress is a gray skinny scarf. I had leftover of the Alpaca Classic, the Rowan Alpaca Classic, and I know that my tan skinny scarf is just not going to tie in a bow the way I want it to unless the bow is like massive, and that's not what I'm going for. So I'm simply trying to crochet a skinny scarf that I can tie in a bow in a way that looks really delicate and feminine and not overwhelming. So simplistic, but I'm going for a certain look. The second item that I have in progress is using I think I previously mentioned two skeins, but I found a third in a different color of the Dayak Crafts wool, and I am using it to make a granny tie vest. No pattern, I'm winging it. Here's the vision. Here's the vision. I currently have two granny squares. One will be the front, one will be the back. Then I'm simply going to take the yarn and crochet like a strap until it reaches my shoulder blade. Do it with the other side, slip stitch them together, and then give a really pretty border and then add some ties on the side. I think it'll make an awesome vest. I've been peeping around Pinterest and Ravelry to see if I can find any inspiration. I'm finding it, but I'm not finding exactly what I want. So stay tuned to see if that actually works. Sorry if you hear my dog. He's snuggling into the sun. Don't we all wish we could? Anyways, I think that's all the updates I have. And so I'm hoping, is it too early to say that I'm hoping next time we talk I have some finished objects, that I can style all of my finished objects? I still really want to make a collar. Still have not started a collar. Will that happen in this video? I'm not sure, but I'd really like to make one. Anyways, bye. Hello, happy last day of 2024. I wanted to spend the last day of the year talking about the 5 projects that I made to spice up my winter wardrobe. Of these 5 projects, 4 of them were relatively quick, kind of more accessory based, and the last one was a little bit bigger. I'm currently wearing it. I will talk about this one last since it is the biggest one. Any kind of details I will put down in the description. I am not good at recalling details off the top of my head, but I am really good at writing them down. So I have all sorts of information like the yarn I used, if I had the yardage, hook size, pre and post blocking size, all that good stuff. I am a person who uses animal fibers like wool simply because I cannot stand the feel of acrylic. So just keep in mind that if you're doing like similar projects, obviously pre and post blocking might be a little different if it's not an animal or plant-based fiber. I know those block out a little differently. I just cannot stand the feel of acrylic on my hands. So that's me personally. I wish I could use it. I love the price point, but it's not for me. So just know that everything I make is more on like the wool, cotton, linen kind of side of things because that's what I prefer. Anyways, I will try and post pictures to the side of the items styled so that way you can see possible ways that I will wear them. But I just wanted to really quickly talk about all 5 of the items that I made and like how I feel about them, you know? So the first item I want to talk about is the tan skinny scarf. This is the scarf that I made using a warmer toned tan and then a cooler toned gray. And this is the only item that I knit because I'm such a beginner knitter, but I really loved how it turned out. I'm going to have to get used to styling skinny scarves. I was born in the late 90s, so I'm familiar with them, but because I was born in the late 90s, I've seen a lot of them. And it seems like this one that I made at least is far classier than what I'm used to. So I'm just excited to see how to wear it. The second item I want to talk about is my triangle scarf. This one came out really interesting. I am a big fan of triangle scarves, especially when they're big enough to double as like shawls. I did not have enough yardage to double this one up to make it that big, so it's mostly just going to function as a triangle scarf. I really love it. I love the colors, no complaints. I love that it's mesh, so it won't get as hot. The one issue I have with it is it's not extremely versatile. So there's not a lot of ways to wear this in a productive way, but I'm excited to style it nonetheless. The next one I want to talk about is the gray skinny scarf. Now, I had left over of the Alpaca Cotton Classic from the tan one, and so I wanted to try and make something that would fit into that cute bow vision that I had going on. I don't think I went up big enough with my hook size, and so the gauge is a little stiff. I also did not block this one just because the nature of the yarn, I didn't think it would actually block out well. I think it came out super cute regardless. I'm going to be able to style it many different ways. You saw with the tan one and now with the gray one that I did end up styling it in a bow. And at the beginning of this video, I said, I don't know if I want a massive bow. It seems a little too avant-garde for me, but I really love it. It's kind of more of a statement that I wanted to make, but I think I will wear it in kind of this oversized bow look. So I'm really excited about wearing it. It's very easy to pair with anything because of the color. I don't love the color as much as I love the tan, to be honest with you. I just don't think it suits my skin tone as well. But regardless, I'm excited to wear it. I think it'll be really cute. I think it adds a little bit of pizzazz to outfits, which is what I wanted. The last scarf project that I made is the blue cashmere. And guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I was not expecting to love this one as much as I do. I've never worked with 100% cashmere, so it was such a luxury experience to be working with it. And I literally just chose a lace chart pattern out of my book. I'll make sure to put the title of that book in the description, so if you want to check it out, you can. And I made it in a rectangle shape, and I just kept going until I ran out of yarn. And I love it. I think out of all the projects I made today, or sorry, over the last month, that it is the most versatile. And I love it. I love how lacy it is. I love how feminine it feels. The two skinny scarves, while I love the versatility, I just feel like they aren't as feminine as I was going for. They're still cute, don't get me wrong, but I love those little overtly feminine touches, and I'm in love with the lace scarf. I really am. I think if I have to look at all these projects and gauge what I want to do moving forward, I think the new year will have me doing a lot of lace scarves because I really enjoyed it. I loved the process of the lace and looking at the chart. I really enjoyed it. It was fabulous. It was a great process for me. The other two were very boring and monotonous. Cool to have the finished product, but the lace one, I think that's my favorite out of all of these projects. Most versatile, for sure. Now, the last project I'm really proud of because I have never done anything like this before. I've done a tie vest, but this I literally just looked at the yarn, had a vision in my head, and I went for it. I hate tying in ends. I will say if you're going to do something similar, keep in mind it's a lot of ends. I tied in 156 ends. 156. So that was not the best part of my last 2 days, was weaving in the ends, but I really love how this vest came out. I used 3 different colors of stash yarn that I had just found in the basement because my mom also knits and crochets, and she said I could use it, and I was really excited to just combine them. And I'm typically not a person who just goes for blue, which is funny because I have like 3 different blue projects in this video, but I love the way this came out. The colors are so fun. They kind of remind me of like wintertime flannel PJs, with the blue and the green mixed together, and I'm just really excited to wear it. It is a little cozy. I will say it's 100% wool, but it's steamed out super nice. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with it. I'm just really excited to wear it when we go back to school next semester. It'll be really fun to wear. I think it's a really great layering piece because even though it is wool and it is kind of cozy right now because I'm standing in the sun, it'll be amazing for the classroom when it's a little drafty because it is wool, but it is mesh. Like it is a granny stitch. So there is that very breathable element to it, which is awesome. And worst case scenario, I get too hot. I just undo the 2 little ties on the side, take it off, still good to go. So I'm really excited. I'm kind of proud of myself too. I didn't let the ends, get me down. Really excited. So, with all of that being said, I feel like my wardrobe's a little spicier, my winter wardrobe. I feel like I'm going to have fun with it. Moving forward, I will continue to obviously crochet and make things that make me feel the best. I did not get to any collars this video, and I really wanted to. So I think my next video will probably be focused on trying different collar patterns. So I have a couple picked out already, but if you are aware of any collar patterns that I could crochet, please send them my way. Please comment down below. I would love to see them. They can be paid or unpaid. I do not care either way. But I think my next video, I would like to try out a couple collar patterns so that way I can have some collars to go with my sweaters as well. Yee! Let me know down in the comments what you're crocheting this winter. I'd love to hear all about it. Otherwise, I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to subscribe.